inkling or message or ear or eye of the invisible world. If they're wearing a little short hat, they have not been crowned with a tall crown. There are different hats. It's the Mad Hatter hat. This is where you're receiving messages from the invisible world. The tetrahedron hat means that you're becoming a wizard or a witch, meaning you're becoming a master of the letter W, your biofield. And then when you meet your double, then it changes to the letter M, where you can see that the tetrahedron, which is the top of the witch's hat, is visibly the letter A, but when you double it, it makes the letter M, which becomes a master of your biofield. And then the crown is the golden crown, which means that you are ready to enter into the golden age of Aquarius and the golden earth. So you're going to learn in this awakening to transmute negative energies like a mushroom. These are little hats. And then the hat of the scarecrow means not taking on the ideas, emotions, or thoughts of other people, focusing first and foremost on your higher self. And the Tin Man means that you will be receiving an anointing today. I could already feel it in your stomach that you're starting to feel something. So believe it, believe in magic, and let's begin. Walking your yellow brick road. We'll put all the characters over here. He says, "Is that my heart that you're going to give me right there? It's so big compared to how little I am." Yes, Tin Man, here. I'll put it on you like a blanket. There you go. Cozy, cozy heart on the Tin Man. There you go. This is your anointing, okay? Scarecrow, we're going to put you by the bell. You need sound. Mushroom, we're going to put you under the ballerina. Acorn, you're Munchkin. You go back to Munchkin land. Dog, you're listening to the divine order of God to reveal the false God that was artificial intelligence full of hot air balloon. And Glinda is your higher self, helping you to see you for who you truly are. You ready? Mushi is a butterfly who loves you. I love you. She has antenna, which means that she has a physical self and a higher self. She is illuminated, and she teaches you to have a heart as light as a feather. A healthy human resonates between 70 and 100 hertz frequency. If you have a compromised immune system, you resonate between 60 hertz or less. Death begins at 25 hertz. Gurus, masters, Jedis often wore linen clothing because they emitted 5,000 hertz frequency, or wool clothing, 5,000 hertz frequency. They would hold talismans, sigils, and sacred geometrical shapes that reflected power. And they would carry frankincense, myrrh, gold, and rose essential oil because they could heal others and magnetically charge their biofield in order to not be tethered to the lower beings. Learning the mastery of your biofield is why you're here. Let's begin. If I hear a song, maybe one word or one lyric is for you from your higher self. So fill me up to the top. Don't ever stop till you're overflowed. And love is the seed. Standing by me till you keep on flowing stronger every day. Oh no, don't feel me half the way, yeah. So you look like a bell. This is the top of your head. It's the top of a bell. This is the bottom of the bell. You're going through your marriage. It has the letter J, and then O, and then Y. There's a child at your chest, a little invisible little angel child, cute little angel wearing a little wreath around her head. I'm not sure what it means. She is part of your body. You are here. There are great many invisible energies around you that are full of illumination and light. If I didn't have the eyes that I have now, I wouldn't have been able to see these things because they're white, they're invisible. And you have a ram over here, which is visible. You have a man up here holding an owl. So it's a soldier who is leaning down, honoring your process, honoring you in such a body language of honor, holding this cute little owl on their hand like this. He's holding a staff. I know who you are. You and I are sisters spiritually. You and I are very, very similar. So you are being trained to become an angel, which is a 45-degree angle, and the body language is this. You are learning from an energy of wisdom currently, and there's a woman trying to put a hat on your head. You're being hatted, but the hat isn't a hat. It's a reality. It's an eye, and I haven't seen your face because I think there's something that is being communicated about who you are or something like that. And the hat that is being put up on your head, I initially saw somebody angry over here, somebody who is behind a mask. And so if we could reveal all secrets, actually what I like to do is have fun with it. Let's have fun with it. Because we're going to say expecto patronum. I'm seeing interference in your body, in your life. I see a devious looking energy possibly interfering in your biofield. So we're going to say expecto patronum. I just do that to manipulate my subconscious mind. So now I can see very plainly. So there's a sun god behind you. He's a bearded god, reminding me of Santa or Saturn. He's bearded, but his face made the face of a sun. He's like this. He's shining the ray of light. He's the ray of light over you. He literally has his hand on your head. And I don't understand it. So I'm going to see what's going on with that. And don't worry, we're going to do one or two other pieces to get to the bottom of it. You have little elves here, like little Santa elves. They have these hats that go like this, and they go up and around as the foot of this angel right here. But then you had a negative energy over here. And so this is a golden ticket you're being given to the golden age of Aquarius. And I need spirit to show me why your head is looking like that. So you have angels that have faces that are invisible, and their faces are angles. You're training to become an angle and someone who illuminates and shines back the light that's being shown upon you in some strange way. That being looks like where the wild things are, like a grizzly-faced, weird baboon monkey, covering his mouth, speak no evil. So there's somebody in your life who speaks evil around you or upon you, and it affects you. Like literally, their energy comes from their private parts onto you. So you might like to know that that area on a human being is the most powerful area, and people tether their energy to you through peculiar ways. So you are being hatted currently, and I think that you have an inner child energy that is stuck and needs to be brought up to your heart chakra. I think that there's something that is taking your joy, which is your inner child. and I think it needs to be cut. So now you remind me of, you're holding a songbook here, like this, and you're wearing an oracle hat. That's what you've been hatted with. You've been hatted with an oracle hat. So you're going to change hats. Your hat will be a Mad Hatter hat, receiving a bunch of downloads, not sure what you're supposed to do. Then you will receive a hat that you're going to go through, which you're learning to be an oracle. From that hat, you'll end up getting the tetrahedron fire hat, which is the angel hat. But you're singing a song. You're like singing, like you're going house to house and you're like singing Christmas songs, Christmas carols. And I don't think that this means that you're supposed to go sing Christmas carols. I think that you're supposed to speak the voice of God, because God is literally trying to help you become the mirror and the reflection of the voice of God, because God doesn't send us letters in the mail. The real God actually loves us. The false God that we've been in for a while doesn't even answer our prayers, seemingly. And that's because we had to go through a great and mighty thing, and especially knowing who our enemy is. And there are some things that we had to learn. So yes, I do see that you had the Mad Hatter hat here. And this is the eye. And this is downloads that you were given. But for some reason, you're unable to sing or verbalize the voice of God, because you have to bring the inner child through. And I'm going to say, as an oracle, first of all, when I did a reading for myself, I had this angel. I'm going to show you who that is. What you need to know is that you're not a reptilian, you're not an archon, you don't have those energies on you. You're actually a child of God, you're an angel of God. You're kind of like an observer. You talk to the Galactic Federation on the spirit realm, and you are currently being trained to become someone great that lives forever, a really like an angel. But that dude, you and I are very similar. So okay. This is human beings talking with aliens. This is the Akashic Records. It's a mountain of books. This is somebody who has a headdress that looks like yours, who is talking to this dude in this body language with that helmet on. That dude comes into my art quite a bit. He's always a squatting man. All right, and I always call him the squatting man. And so look at how your body, this body language looks like that body language and that body language. See how their body language is? It's almost as if body language reflects that some humans are bloodline of aliens and some are not. Some are bloodline of something higher. And so you have a bell as a dress, and frequency is your friend. Activating yourself like a frequency. So you actually look like, and you have a shoulder that goes like this, and your arm goes around like this, and there's a child there. You need to bring your inner child out. So here is this elf checking his list, checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty or nice. And I think you're being watched as to whether you are being nothing and yet everything, being no one and yet everyone, and surrendering who you are to your higher calling, or whether you are forsaking your joy and your power and giving it away to people who speak evil. Now, many people who speak evil will contend, oh, I'm the best religious person and servant of God on earth. and they're not. Notice how this person is a squatting person, and so is this one. This is the lower self. This is the higher self. This is the lower self. This is the higher self. And you're in the middle here. So you're being given the golden ticket to the golden age of Aquarius, and you're being asked to become an oracle. You have a snowflake of sorts on your head. Like here it goes. Boom, 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 boom. Ding dong. And you have a diamond. Oh, your Merkaba is right here. Wonder why this higher self is blocking this elf with a staff. You know, Odin had dwarves. You know, Santa and Saturn. Oh, it's Odin. Santa and Saturn is connected to Odin. The four arms of Odin. Let me look at you again on another page. Let me just tell you my temporary read for this, and then we're going to move on to another page and look at you again. Saturn is the Lord of the Golden Age. It's the bringer of Aquarius. It's where there is no war, there is no sickness. We live forever in perfect harmony. The rule of the Golden Age is, or the golden rule, treat others as you would like to be treated. It's a place where no one owns anything. We all share a divine flow of God, abundance and prosperity, never wanting or needing anything, sharing each other's joy and reflecting the light and illumination of our hearts. And this is the golden ticket that you're being given, and Spirit is asking you to become an oracle. Your ability to hear God and speak God comes from detaching from the world that sees and hears and speaks evil. So tap into your inner child and your inner joy, and you will be given the golden ticket and the golden crown. It looks as if the crown that you will be given comes from an angel who is a 45-degree angle. A 45-degree angle is the master number 9, and it means your ability to see your lower self and your higher self, and to be able to use your lower self and your higher self in perfect harmony. The dwarf, the Santa, the monkey, the majestic angel. All of them are lower people, higher people. 45-degree angle is about your ability to see at a 45-degree angle. And you have a big star behind you. And you have a lot of energy here, a lot of power. You have a big star behind you. And I think you're going through a major shift, a major energetic shift. Listen to binaural beats and listen to frequencies and sounds to like a sound of a bell. If you have stomach issues, you have any kind of issues here in this area, it has to do with what you say. It has to do with possibly a person that you are around. The art of cutting people out of your biofield and not being tethered to their energy means that every single day you're going to get frequency and you're going to do biofield healing. I encourage you to get a book. This is called Tuning the Human Biofield. It looks like an ethereal net, and it helps you to be strong so that other people's negative magnetism doesn't tether to your positive magnetism. You're going to become so positively magnetically charged that they will either have to become like you or they will run away. This makes you a destroyer and a creator. And that is your ability to affect your inner world and your outer world in such a way that nothing can be against you. So you're currently learning under the spirit of wisdom, and let's do another piece for you. Come take my hand. You should know me. I've always been in your mind. You know I will be kind. I'll be guiding you, building your dream. has to start now. There's no other road to take. You won't make a mistake. I'll be guiding you. But you have to believe you are magic. Nothing can stand in your way. You have to believe you are magic. Don't let your aim ever stray. What that little baby is always about. Somebody holding a little baby. This is part of your crown. This is a golden crown that's actually on your head. The ear of your higher self is a deer, a deer, and the symbologies of the deer reflect that your eye and the ear of the deer are becoming as one, as a divine marriage. It's a stag. You might like to know that this stag is known as the body of Christ. Your crown goes up like this, and your crown is visible and invisible, and it reflects people. It's almost as if you're being influenced by a number of people and energies. Here it says MM, so you're in the magnetic Mary Magdalene energy here, and your throat chakra, and there's a house, like you're leaving a specific area. The house gets stuck in a tornado. One thing you're going to learn as far as your mastery is to not let your Taurus field get stuck in a tornado. And in one hand, you're holding your Merkaba, and your ear has water coming out like a rainbow energy, and in front of you is a piece of paper. It's a white feather. You need to do what I do. You need to scry. You could write stories. You could do what you're being taught to do is to become an alchemist. See, people who choose to affect other people through the voice of God or the energy of God often becomes songwriters, story writers, oracles, scryers, to use the power of myth to help the word, to bring out the word of God to the masses so that they awaken to their divinity and their higher self. So you are I'm not gonna read this particular piece as your divinity, like as what you do, but here is your biofield looking like an apple or a heart. And your hand is like this. And there is a beautiful woman, an older woman here. She reminds me of Princess Leia with something on both sides of her head. She has a strange symbol above her head. She has these praying hands. She is almost like the embodiment of a higher self, maybe somebody on the spirit realm, I don't know. But she has an upside down bell. She has the body of a bell. She looks like a bell. Don't listen to the lower world and let go of this world. Envision sacred geometry like a Merkaba. Rescue your inner child. Merge your eye with the eye of your higher self. Face west, that's the face of God. Seek first the kingdom of God. And there's a visible Merkaba and there's an invisible Merkaba. I don't understand it. One's visible, one's invisible. I'm sure it has something to do with twin flames, but this one has people coming out of it like souls. There are thousands and thousands of people. You might like to know that a Merkaba, the number of a Merkaba is 144. So 144,000, what does this have to do with anything, I wonder? I'm going to give you a temporary reading about how I've been seeing that there's nanotechnology that they're talking about around Microsoft Mouser, MM. There is a dark side to the letter M and a light side to the letter M. Your top of your biofield makes M, the bottom part makes W. And those who know how to balance their higher self with their lower self are masters who walk on water, the letter M that dominates W, right? But there's an artificial intelligent company called Microsoft Mouser. His name is Lord Mouser, and he's making nanotechnology where they say that they can bounce our consciousness onto an iCloud. And I see a rainbow coming out of your ear with a cloud and then a tornado. And I get a feeling that we don't want to be tethered to this current reality, you know? So if there's something like nanotechnology that they're putting in your body, there's something that got into your body that's keeping you tethered to a lower realm because of nanotechnology. Perhaps they're putting it in they're creating a false Merkaba, your original Merkaba. I don't know. They're copying God. And so be careful. I don't know what they're doing. You're saying no. Block it. Block nanotechnology. So I was told by my higher self not to go to fast food restaurants. I was told not to take certain shots. I was told by my higher self to do certain things with my biofield, with negative ions and with what I eat. And that it is a war and it's a battle for your consciousness, and the wicked witch wants your shoes, which is your soul. There are principalities and powers, reptilians and archons that want your energy, your mind, your body. And even though it sounds awesome to live forever utilizing artificial intelligence, and if I was just me, I would say, oh, okay, that sounds pretty cool. But my higher self, and when I do these readings, tells a different story. So it says, no, your consciousness should not be bounced onto an iCloud because it tethers you to the lower world. So your hand is literally saying no. So there's a real God and a false God. There is a real you and a false you. I'm not so sure that the person that we are is our real self. We may be the false self of some sort, because right here you have you as an angel, And then there's you looking like a bell. And then there's something about that. So there's a explanation about thousands of people going into this dark star tetrahedron, and then not very many people going into the illuminated one, which is really invisible. And there's something about the tower here. Let's get to the bottom of it. I don't like not knowing. I want to know what Adriana's power is. Thank you, Spirit, for clearing away all negative energy from her biofield, by the way. Teaching her about principalities and powers and technologies that are after her. So I keep seeing you at a desk, and right now Spirit's saying you are studying to become an oracle. You cannot step into your mastery until you've come to a certain adepthood in your alchemy. Becoming an alchemist is not a religion. It is it's using your gift or your craft that you will be given after you study enough and understand that you are supposed to vocalize the voice of God in whatever way you can. After you come to a certain understanding, so that you learn to transmute negative energy. You don't tether your energy to other people's energy. You have to know your enemy. You have to know your friend and your enemy. Those who are illuminated are your friend. Those who are dark are your enemy, because they feed off of light ones. So let's see you. So you have a frequency fork here. And yet it's also a heart that has been broken. You are here. You have a giant feather in your hair. You have a motherly energy who looks like a dragon. She has a world above her head, kind of like a bull. She wears royal clothing, like a queen. She is somebody who is your true mother, not your earthly mother. I've seen her before. You have other beings who are over here. They are soldiers. They are holding worlds. They have the 45-degree tetrahedron fire. They have like helmet-looking things over their heads. They have childlike faces. You are a mender of broken hearts of sorts, meaning that when someone's biofield has been cracked open, you bring it back together. You have a lot of dragons. You have a world dominated by ant people. They have strange antennas that go out like this and this and this. And they have ant-looking faces. They are, maybe it's an ant, like literally an ant of yours, but it's, I don't know why, this is a planet and they have ants, and they're squatting. They have their legs like that, they squat, and they have antlers. Antlers, ant people. So there's something here. With one hand, you have you're holding something in your hand, and it's a spiritual device. You have spiritual hands. You have a ring of power. You have very, very long hands. Like this. One hand goes under the table. The other hand has been cut off and can do great and mighty things on the spirit realm. One hand over here under a table. The other hand on top of the table, literally doing something. Okay. The dragons lay eggs. According to some ancient myth, our original self was born from an egg, and we were brought into this world to transform from lead to gold. To crack open the golden egg, you're cracking open a heart, but you're also cracking open a golden egg with a goldfish. Gold, gold, gold. The unicorn's job is to, because the tetrahedron above your head looks like a unicorn, right? The unicorn's job, it seems like a unicorn would be so nice, but the unicorn breaks someone's heart, and the heart cracks open, and that's how the light gets in. And then suddenly they have the ability through that broken heart. It's called breaking the heart of God, I think. And I know it's difficult where you see the two towers, it's broken off here. And when the egg is broken, when the heart is broken, the golden age and the golden color can enter through that crack. And people help other people succeed in this cracking and this breaking in a myriad of ways. And the list goes, you are probably somebody who, like a angel, angels aren't nice. They contend, if you do not mirror God, if you cannot see at a 45-degree angle, angel, if you cannot mirror light and illumination, then we have no pity for you. We break your heart, we will break the egg, bring light in through that heartbreak, and then you become illuminated through that. And so you're connected to these dragons and the ant people. And it says Paol. There is some kind of name here. Pao. And so this is a person here who looks like, literally they look like a Pinocchio. And you're the fairy godmother who looks at the Pinocchio and says, if you don't stop believing lies, you're not going to become a real boy. Right? Stop believing lies, stop hearing lies, start hearing the truth, right? And the fairy godmother allowed the Pinocchio to be hurt. In that circus. And so this is an egg, but it's also a Pinocchio. You look at it like this. And so it looks like you are like a fairy godmother of sorts on the spirit realm. And the people that you meet here in the physical, you could tell very plainly whether they illuminate life or death energy, whether they tell the truth or whether they are liars. Like, you're very good at that. If you're not careful, you can actually get these little jerks on you and they can tether you, but you're going to become so adept that will never happen. But you have this invisible hammer, which is a white hammer. It looks like the face of a bird. See how it's sharp here, but then blunt here, and then it makes a stick here. And see how the person's been cut in half, and the heart has been cut in half. It's not a bad thing, because there's a song. It says, the birds they sang at the break of day, they start again, I heard them say, don't dwell on things that have passed away or what could have been. Oh, the wars, they will be fought again. The holy dove, she will be cut again. Bought and sold, then bought again. The dove is never free, but ring the bell that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. And so the freedom bell always has a crack in it. And the 4th of July is about 11:11. It's 7/4 is 11. You're very connected to this crack in the bell. So I don't actually know how your power works. All I know is you're sent here as an angel. Your true mother looks more like a dragon. You come from the ant planet with the ant people with antlers. I don't know how that works either. And you take the Pinocchio, who is a liar and a thief and ignorant and self-important, self-indulgent, selfish. And if they do not stop with their selfishness, eating, gobbling up candy, gluttony, all this, your higher self is ruthless. And so how this plays out is you have to become your higher self. So if you were the Pinocchio, this was your higher self doing this to you. Then when you turn into a real boy, you actually begin to become a mirror of your higher self, and you grow, where you and your higher self are exactly the same. You see eye to eye. You resonate at the same frequency. Through the cracking of this life that you lived here, brought this illumination inside of you. And suddenly, you aren't you are your higher self. And bam, you made the great crossing. And you're not under the narcissistic control of the circus, that the Pinocchio, a being that couldn't see through his pineal gland, with the letter P here. So it really goes along with the story Stranger Things. The character 11 was in an upside down world. Papa represented P, which is lead, and A representing gold. To transform from lead to gold is the element of salt. Salt is the element 11. When you become purified from lead to gold, or from darkness to the white color of salt, it's called being salted or sorted. You have been sorted and salted, where your hat is no longer a short hat. It is a tall hat, where you become a 45-degree angel that mirrors the all God, the light of that God the truth of that God, which is not a person, it's an energy that we either resonate or don't. So if we don't resonate with the energy of the light, then we're believing darkness, and we're not real. We're not really real. We're in a some kind of hologram. So you have an invisible hand of God that has the ability to see through time and to see other timelines. This piece of paper that you have in front of you is also, you could do oracle card readings, you could read tarot cards, you could be a psychic, you could do many things, but there's a warning for you. There's a warning for you. Please be careful about reading Pinocchios. Read those who have at least become a student and a soldier. He is saluting, following the heart chakra, saluting the enlightened ones, higher realms. You will be reading and helping people who have come to a certain mastery. You're not going to deal with muggles, munchkins, and Pinocchios. Because those people, they're going through pain, they're going through the cracking, they're going through that, and their fairy godmother hasn't turned them into a real boy yet. Pinocchio turning into a real boy. You are looking down, and you will be looking up here at these beings. So people who are already shamans and oracles and starting to step into their adepthood, you're going to want to connect with those people. Seek first the kingdom of God. Muggles, munchkins who are selfish and self-centered, their only purpose for coming to you is to feed off you. That's it. They don't really want help. Their golden age, their goldfish was forsaken. So I think you breaking someone's heart is this understanding that unfortunately not everyone is ready for this awakening. Not everyone is ready to hear this truth. Not everyone is meant to have ears. This person has no ears. This person has an ear. You have an ear. Those who have an ear, let them hear. So I don't know if it's necessarily true, but your mother is a dragon. Actually did a reading for somebody whose mother was a dragon, and this looks like a rose. She's the mother of the rose. And I don't know if the rose is called the labyrinth or not, but I'm going to show you on a piece of wood somebody who is very similar to your energy, and her name is Stephanie. Her divine mother is a dragon. She has the tetrahedron above her head. She's learning to become an angle or an angel. And she was distracted by a male energy that is tethered to time. And she these are the dragons. She comes from, it's the rainbow. Look, these are the dragons. There's the rainbow. There's the cloud. There's the baby. There's the eggs. This is you. This is absolutely you. And that's what the mother looks like. And that's what our original self, they actually have a beak, not a face. These dragons look like birds. They have a beak. And that's who you are. And that's who that mother is. It's your divine mother. So unfortunately, that divine mother is ruthless. If we do not mirror the truth of God, we don't get to hear the truth. You get a very elementary version of it. And so I think that you're going through the divine marriage of flesh and spirit. I think you're going through a trinity. I think you're going through a major awakening. I think that there's something called the OA here. I don't know what that means. Maybe you're an enterer of the threshold. It does look like a doorway that you're entering. Yeah. So you're an enterer of the threshold. This means that you're starting to enter into concepts and ideals and understandings that most of the world will not agree with. Most people will mock you and defend their belief over yours. And you need to remove those Pinocchios and allow yourself to enter into a hall of truth. And I know that 11 was hurt very badly by Papa. Forgive the Papa. It was all to make you immortal, to make you see at a 45-degree angle, angel, and to get your heart broken so that illumination can get in there, so that you can turn into the golden egg. And anyway, that's it. And frequency is very important about activating your heart chakra. Very, very important. So here you are, and I don't know why this has an X over it. She has an X as her symbol, and a rose, and the Papa, and the Anunnaki, or the ant people. They're actually called friends. The Anunnaki is called the friends of the ants. What we were told about the Anunnaki may not be true, but this is connected to you. And so to enter the threshold means that you're beginning to see these energies for who they are, because a secret is that sometimes the good guys will make themselves look like the bad guys so that the Pinocchios stop tethering their energy to them as a protection mode. So there's a lot of people out there who give themselves a bad reputation just to keep the world from them. So the world goes, I don't want to deal with those people. So there's secrets that you will end up by having the white hand of God. You have the invisible hand of God. So one hand is in the physical, the other hand is in the spirit, and you have the ability to see. You're a seer. It's very, very positive. Today you should be feeling better. I don't see anything on your body here. Your body looks like a pillar, and your body language actually makes an ancient language on hieroglyphs. Here, again, I think this is another communication. You are not going to deal with people who are in the lower realm, people who tether their energies to tornadoes and to destruction. You're going to actually help people who are illuminated, not people who are dark. And you are very much connected to the dragon people. And again, here you're an oracle. There's an inner child here. You're a bell. There is joy is your strength, the monkey, and those energies you're not going to deal with. You need to start seeking first the kingdom of God and making associations with people who are adept. Otherwise, the people down here are going to make you feel like a jerk. They're going to tell you, God, you're really lost it. You're really crazy. I feel sorry for you. You're hopeless. You're helpless. You need to go get help, blah, 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 blah. And it's funny. They're not ready. And your truth won't be their truth anyway. My truth isn't your truth. It's okay. It doesn't have to be that way. To enter the threshold means that you're going to be hit by the 4 evil princes of the world. They will try to stop you. They will try to control you. They will try to tether you. They will try everything they can to take your joy from you. But your joy is your strength. Block any energy trying to keep you from your joy. Seek first the kingdom of God. I believe you've been set free from some negative things. But it's the Pinocchios of this world that's actually affecting you. And there's a very large woman behind everything here. And she's, again, singing. You have the voice of God. You need to speak it. You need to teach the world it's time. You look like a saint or a nun. Seems as if you have a ruler And this means you have authority. You actually have authority over muggles, munchkins, and jerks, people who are asleep. Utilize your authority and speak. And if you don't have self-importance or low self-worth, if somebody tells you you're wrong, stupid, dumb, crazy, a witch, dark, whatever, it won't matter because it's not you. Thank you so much. I love you. Thank you. Oh, is that Steffi? Hey, Steffi, that was your art we were talking about. That was Stephanie. That was her art we were talking about. It's right here. She has that dragon energy. She's an angel. 45-degree angle right here. You have authority, which means when people come to you and say, hey, you're so wrong, it's okay. You don't have to be polarized and upset about it because it's not by you that's speaking these things. It's your higher self speaking through you, and you'll make mistakes. You could always just laugh and say, I could be wrong, or be gone before someone drops a house on your head because you're going to become the Glinda. For you to be wearing the crown of Glinda means that all wicked witches will come to you and say, give me your shoes, Dorothy. And you laugh and you say, why does she laugh? Why did Glinda laugh at the Wicked Witch? Because joy is your strength. Your inner child is your strength. Be gone before someone drops a house on your head. You're going to have authority. And then use that authority to have confidence that you're meant to help people step into their mastery. Some of the things that you may do in your life may be painful for some people, but that's why every bell has a crack. That's how the light gets in. I love this image of you as almost like you remind me of somebody who is kneeling at a cross and putting your hands right here. And I think that this is, if you have saint energy, but you also have the bald eagle energy, and it means you're a judge. You judge people just by watching them. You have the iron hammer, the iron fist, the iron hammer. You have the ruler. You're going to be the destroyer and the creator eventually. Thank you so much. Thank you, Observer. Thank you, Steffi. So notice that you and these characters are looking west. Thank you, baby. I love you. I love you. And then this character is looking east. And so the ability to see east and west is the ability to see heaven and hell. Your lower self, your higher self, in perfect harmony. And then speaking it. So go on TikTok, begin speaking your truth. You can do anything you want. You want to read for people? You want to become a remote healer? Look at your hand. You can remotely heal. You want to become somebody who helps these lower beings? You're welcome to. You can do whatever you want, whatever your higher self leads you to do. The only thing is, it looks as if in your original reading, you allow some of these people who speak evil and bring evil into your consciousness to affect you. And it's your inner child that needs to be energized through joy that will help your physical health. Your health needs to be energized through playfulness, saying out loud, I could be wrong. Using your magical abilities with giggles and joy. Expecto Patronum is real. Think of your happiest feeling going over the log ride at Six Flags and splashing in that water, and the giggles and the happiness, or whatever it was that made you feel so happy the first time you saw a hot air balloon, whatever it was that energized you, and then use that energy to manifest things in your life. Because seriousness is a form of fear. It doesn't work. Steffi, I'll text you. What are you? Okay, hold on. I'm seeing what Steffi is saying. Hold on. Yes, those who have ears, let them hear. Yes, absolutely. Steffi, this is your art that we did on a big piece, and I don't feel comfortable shipping it to you because it can break so easily. We'd have to put like wood on top of wood, and it's so big, and I'm afraid it's gonna break. And if you were gonna come to Florida, I'd say come pick it up. Otherwise, it's a very fragile piece of wood, and I know that it's a piece that's very important to you. I've always saved it for you. It's yours. It's just so large. It's difficult to ship, and I feel like it's going to break. I know that I've shipped things like this before, and it will break. It'll chip. So, and it's cumbersome. It's very, very difficult to find a box for it that will actually ship without being damaged. And I know you're a painter, and I know you would do a really awesome job painting it, because this is a fantastic piece. And I don't know, you're going to have to come over here. You're going to have to come over here and get it. I know that you'd pay for it. I know. I just am afraid of shipping it. I think it would break. So this work is how alchemists come up with these symbologies. So when you get into alchemy, how did alchemical symbolism even birth? Where did it come from? Who made it? You know, they don't know. But I'll tell you this. It was a scryer. People who scry get into illuminated manuscripts. People who scry to hear the voice of God have perfected their craft to such a degree that they can hear the voice of God and then bring the symbolisms within, which is the voice of God, into fruition with mastery. So when you see the stag here and you see the monkey there, that was in Adriana's piece. The stag and the monkey. What could it possibly mean? Here's a stag. Here's a stag, here's a monkey, here's a monkey. The monkey reflects our lower self, and the stag represents the body of Christ. So the monkey represents Yah, which means moon, and Shua means the ray of the sun. So the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is that when we learn to fly out of our lower self, we enter into Saturn, which is the golden age, through a chariot that is carried by Mars, which is the red nose of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's a reindeer. And here's the crown, and here is the body language of Adriana. This entire piece is a perfected form of Adriana's very messy and muddy beginnings. So when you're doing scrying and you're beginning to see someone's energy and you're bringing it out, of course in black and white it looks all muddy. But once you bring out everything in contrast through color, literally her reading is this reading. The rose represents the dragon and the 144 Merkaba. The red on the face represents the reddening. It is your lower self. The part of your biofield that is red is the bottom part. Blue is the cloak that she's wearing, which represents the top of your biofield. She literally had this star in her reading. She has that crown in her reading. She has invisible spirits around her. She is an anointer of those who are still in their red color. She will take somebody who is in their red and transform them from the red cloak to the blue cloak, because that is how you get out of the water, out of the mud, and into the top part of your biofield. So this piece literally is a carbon copy, not exactly, but a very, very clean depiction of the monkey and the stag, the rose, the red, and her being the goddess that has many names. One name that is given to her is called the Lady of the River. And she is in Dante's Divine Comedy. So I don't know if you know this, Adriana, but you're the Lady of the River. And I'm very thankful that we turned to this page because I'm going to show you exactly what you look like. Maybe you can start seeing yourself as that. So hold on a second. Let's get Dante's Divine Comedy over here. And it's going to take me a minute to find it. But, oops. Dante's Divine Comedy. This is about the color red. This is the lower half of your biofield that's called hell. When you get to the green, you have entered into Emerald City, the green heart chakra. This is when you leave the letter W, which is the water, and you get to the top part, which is the letter M. You can call it Emerald City or Anti-M, right? And then once you get to the top part of your biofield, you fly like a pretty little bluebird over the 7 colors of the rainbow, except Dorothy wore a blue dress because it's called the blue. So, but you are a woman that seems to carry people who are coming out of the waters of the color red and helping them to crack open their golden egg through painful. It's supposed to be painful. For some reason, you're cracking them open, like cracking their heart. Bringing in illumination like a cracked bell. You crack the bell. You crack their bell. That's what you do. You're a bell cracker. And okay, so let me show you what this woman actually looks like. See, it says hell, purgatory, and paradise. And you have P-A, paradise. You help people from hell to get to out of purgatory to paradise. P-A. All right, so, aha, we're getting somewhere. Isn't that so fantastic? Let me see if I can find her. I know she's pretty far ahead in this book. I think that's her. Oops, see her? I think that's her. She looks like that. Can you see her? Oof, looks like that. Let's see if I could show you her. Not there. You're not in the clouds. You're on the earth next to the water. So that means that we need to go back a bit further. So there's some people with dogs. I know what that is. Okay, here you are. See the women in front of the water? So let's see. And okay, so there's a woman in front of the water. Here you are. Here you are. You're the woman in front of the water. So, to please me at the mirror, here I deck thee, but never does my sister Rachel leave her looking glass, and sitteth all day long to see her beauteous eyes as eager as she, as I am to adorn with my hand her seeing with me, doing satisfies. Apple sweet, your biofield. Take care of the mortals. Goeth in pursuit of today, shall put in peace thy hungerings. Anyway, so Dante enters the sacred wood and finds Matilda picking flowers by a stream. She explains that Adam and Eve were created in the Garden of Eden and that the gentle breeze is caused by the motion of the 9 heavenly spheres upon the earth. So you did have spheres in your piece, yes. This earthly paradise represents the recovery of the original innocence. So the recovery of the original innocence. So the Pinocchio was tainted by lies. So the recovery of the original innocence that poets and men have so longingly recalled across the ages as if from memory. The water present is not fed by rain, but by the twin fountains of Lethe, the river of oblivion and ennui, the river of good remembrance. So you help people to remember. Oh, eager already, to search in and around the heavenly forest, dense and living green, which tempered to the eyes the newborn day. This is the golden age of Aquarius. I knew that had something to do with you. So these are people who are still in hell. And when we're ready to go back to our innocence, they meet you. And you are called Matilda. And a soft breathing air, a lady all alone who went along singing. Ahaha, yes, you were singing in your piece. Yes, you're a singer, you sing. She sings. A lady all alone who went along singing and calling flowers after floweret, with which her pathway was all painted over. Ah, beauteous lady, who in rays of love dost warm thyself, if I may trust to looks, which the heart's witness are wont to be, may the desire come unto thee to draw near to the river's bank, I said to her, so much that I might hear that thou art singing. Thou makest me remember where and what Proserpina, I don't know what that word is, that moment was when lost her mother, her, as she herself the spring, as turns herself with feet together pressed, and to the ground a lady who is dancing and hardly puts one foot before the other. And so, see if it tells exactly how. So erect upon the other bank she smiled, bearing full many colors in her hands, which that high land produced without seed. Apart 3 paces did the river make us. And ye are newcomers, and because I smile, began she, peradventure in this place, elect to human nature for its nest. Because she smiles, because you smile, because you sing, you bring back the innocence and the truth and the true self to people who are in the false program, which is known as the Pinocchio, which is why your ear has a rainbow with a cloud coming out over it, because it means that there are people who are literally listening to artificial intelligence, and you're the voice that takes us back to our innocence. Some apprehension keeps you marveling, but the psalm, delectacity, giveth light, which has the power to uncloud your intellect. No way. This is you. To uncloud your intellect. You had the rainbow coming out of someone's ear with the cloud. You have all these symbols here. This is all meant to be for you, Adriana. What? You are Matilda. You're the lady of the river. When people come who are in the red color with the red nose of the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, if they're in the Mars energy, you see them that they were marked and led by artificial intelligence and the cloud of intellect, and your song and your energy takes them like a fairy godmother from their false self to who they're meant to be. Paradise. P-A. Ahaha! And thou who foremost are, and didst entreat me, speak if thou wouldst hear more, for I come ready to all thy questionings as far as needful. And wow, the waters, said I, and the forest sound are combating within me my new faith, and something which I heard opposed to this. I will relate how from its cause proceedeth that which maketh thee to wonder. So there's a holy table that is mentioned in here, and that's what's in front of you is a holy table. And it says, it should not seem a marvel then on earth, this being heard, whenever any plant without seed manifest there taketh root. And thou must know, this holy table, in which thou art is full of every seed and fruit, has in it never gathered there. So, the fountain of youth, you're a spring, you're a fountain of youth, you bring eternal life. You're connected to the singing of the water nymphs. Your name is Matilda. and you're the water nymph. So let's look back at your piece now that we know who you are. If you want to get Dante's Divine Comedy, I truly believe that this is true because you see these tree people right here. They say that these tree people suffer agonizing pain. See these tree people? They're gnarled and they're suffering agonizing pain. Well, I didn't know that my ethereal net was tied to my father who committed suicide. And I became known as the tree artist, and I began to create humans as trees. And I didn't know that if you commit suicide that you get put into the body of a tree. And the reason I was tethered or connected to these trees was because of my father, and I had to learn to cut my father's energy off of me in order to fly like a pretty little bluebird away from being tethered earthbound to gravity to the dark underworld, which a tree's roots are connected. And so it was a long time for me to get out of the tree energy and the root energy of the dark underworld and the suicide energy, because his suicide affected my life so dominantly that I honestly was not me. I was the Pinocchio believing I was sad, depressed, angry, suicidal, when really it was my father that I didn't cut off of me. So when we are ready to fly like a pretty little bluebird away from the gravity in the dark underworld, we will meet people like you, Adriana, and we will come out of the monkey and the stag and the rose and come out of the mud and the water and the reddening and meet you, who washes away the red and gives us the cloak of blue and the crown. But first you must go through this if you have not. First you will go through that in order to become that, and that's the way it always works. If I'm meant to become a certain angel of light or of the water or of the sky or of the underworld or whatever I'm meant to do, then I first have to go through it. Because in order to become this divine being with so much power, so much beauty, so much light and love, unfortunately, we have to go through it first. So that when we do get here and somebody comes, we know what it's like. We've been there. So here is a Pinocchio. Here's your table. Here's your beautiful clothing. Here is paradise. Here's the rose. There you are as a saint. There's your stag. There's your Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the reddening. Here you are with all that. Here you are again singing in front of water. The Lady of Water, your name is Matilda. Ahaha, it says M-A, Matilda. It actually says M-A-T. It was there all along. Maybe give yourself a new name. Because if you're the Matilda, the Lady of the Water, then you help people to remember their innocence. And to go back to their divine paradise. It's a beautiful story. It was there all along. See, I can't see everything. Come on, you guys. I can't know everything. I think that part of the joy of receiving these readings is becoming like Sherlock Holmes. And you take a screenshot of this and you're like, I know she didn't see everything. I'm going to dissect this. And I'm going to see what Spirit has to say to me. And I'm going to know for a fact what this means. Thank you, Steffi. Yeah, you become like a detective. But this little child coming out of water may be that you're the one who takes the innocence. Isn't this the child of innocence? Isn't she the return of innocence? This child that's pure and white, you can hardly see her, she's invisible. Yes, that's you. What? Do you know how many people don't get to know who they really are in my readings because I just don't know what I'm seeing sometimes? Do you know how incredible it is to flip open a page and see a woman standing in water and go, oh, that kind of looks like you. And then to open Dante's Divine Comedy and to see that she actually has a name and that she's the singer that returns innocence out of the waters with the monkey. just like that? What? What? That's so cool. And then look, L-O. Is that Loki? Who's this? Who is lo? Does this mean lo and behold? Or is it, what is, I wonder what L-O means. So look at these things because they're communications to you. This is the number 22. It means that you're walking the royal road. What does the royal road mean? It means you're a real life character. You're not an artificial character. You come here to learn and to be in pain and to suffer and then to recover and to heal and to become a master. And that is the number 22. It is the royal road. It's Libra. It's balance. It has a command, one command for you in order for you to ascend. You must maintain peace in all of your relationships. Otherwise, you will not become the master. Don't be afraid to be weak. Don't be too proud to be strong. Just look into the heart. Yes, I agree with that. I'm going to pin that comment. When I first started doing these readings, I would have to say that I was probably at a 10 or 20% level as far as accuracy. And now I feel like I'm at 50%. If I keep going another 5 or 10 years, maybe my accuracy will improve. But that's how it goes. You just keep going. And if you lose your inner child because of self-importance or pride or whatever it is, you'll lose your magic. And I've lost it before. I don't think it was for me. It was self-importance. I'm always keeping my self-importance in check. For me, it was low self-worth. For me, it was ignorance. I allowed my energy to get so tethered into someone else that I became like them and I mirrored them and I didn't like myself and by extension the world and blah, blah, blah. And I'm on the royal road too. My birthday is October 22nd and I'm on that 22 road. This means the royal road and I'm a Libra. So that 22 number really is the number 33. I think that 22 turns to 33, 33 turns to 44, and then we see, you do have 44 here. 22, 33, 44. What is the number 44? It is 144. 1, 4, 4. See, look at your piece. Here's how to look. So at first I saw 22. But then I noticed it was 33. And then I looked and I saw 44. And then I looked and saw 144. 144 is a 45-degree angle angel. It's the number 9. To see it at 45 degrees is heaven and hell, the ability to see above and below. That is a master. It's the number 9. 45 degrees equals 9. 4, 4, and 1 equals 9. It's a mastery. And so you can look at your piece like a little secret message if you want to. And I'm sure there's secret messages here, but your body language and your story is literally the words of Matilda saying your mind has been overcome by the cloud. And that's the cloud. And that's who you are. You have some drawings that I made last week that resemble yourself. Oh, I love that. Oh, Return to Innocence by Enigma. Listen to that song. I love that. It is a return to innocence, isn't it, darlings? Well, we can look at each other in our eyes and love each other totally without feeling like, oh, are you judging me? Where we love each other. We can touch each other without it being like bad. We can really just be filled with that innocence. I want to go back to innocence. I do. And so thank you, Matilda. I'm going to start calling you Matilda. We should watch the movie Matilda. She's a little girl who had power. She took a bunch of jerks and decided not to be with those people and decided to be with somebody who actually valued her. So there's a little bit of that with your energy. Don't give your power away to people who don't value you. You're very valuable. Just maintain your innocence. All right, guys, thank you for being here. I love you. This is an amazing read. If you want these images texted to you where you can see it a little bit better, I can do that for you. I'm so happy that we found out exactly who you're meant to be. Not everyone gets that opportunity. I don't necessarily know all the time. And I don't see everything all the time. So I'm not perfect. But this is an inspiration for you to return to your innocence and to become who you're meant to become. Use your voice. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for your support. If you want a reading, you can go to forestfairy.com. There will be a wait time, and you do need to text me. You can also rewatch this live on Mary Moses Art on my YouTube channel, and I think it's also called HR Magoo in my bio. Steffi, and I want to send you this art. I really do, but you and I are going to have to work together on figuring this out because I'm too scared to mail it. So whatever we decide to do to get it to you, let's do it because it's just here. I'm just waiting to give it to you or whatever. It's yours. I love you guys, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Go and get some negative ions, drink some water, hug yourself, and go back to your innocence. You're a child, and so am I. We make mistakes here. We've been confused. The Great Awakening is going to help us, and we're going to transcend into a place where I believe it is the golden age. See you guys again Tuesday.